Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. It's not hype, it's not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled The Simplifier's Edge: Why Clarity is the Most Underrated Leadership Skill. Here we go. Think about the last time you sat in a meeting where no one could agree on what to do next. Not because people were not smart, not because the stakes were low, but because no one in the room could make the path forward clear enough for everyone to move. That's not a strategy problem, that's a clarity problem. Today, I want to talk about something that the most effective leaders I've worked with share. Not their title, not their IQ, but their ability to simplify without sacrificing substance. Condoleezza Rice said it in a way that I keep coming back to. She said, "Great leaders are almost always great simplifiers who can cut through argument, debate, and doubt to offer a solution everybody can understand." That's not a soft skill. That's a core leadership competency, and most leaders underinvest in it. I worked with a senior executive named Barry. He was brilliant, detail-oriented. He could hold an enormous amount of complexity in his head at once. His team was stuck. Every time they came to him for direction, they left with more information than they started with, more context, more caveats, more nuance. And they appreciated his depth. They also had no idea what to do on Monday morning. Barry wasn't a bad leader. He had just confused being comprehensive with being clear. When I asked him what the single most important thing was that his team needed to do in the next 90 days, he gave me 4 minutes of context before landing on an answer. We worked backward from there. Together, we got it to one sentence. One clear, directional sentence. His team moved faster in the next quarter than they had in the previous year. Here's the mistake most leaders make with this idea. They think simplification means leaving things out, that if they make something simple, they're not giving their team the full picture. They worry it will make them look like they're not thinking deeply enough. So they share everything, every consideration, every trade-off, every possible outcome, and they call that thoroughness. What they're actually doing is transferring the burden of synthesis to the people who are least equipped to carry it. Simplicity is not less thinking. It is more thinking. It's done earlier and alone. The leader who walks into the room with a clear, one-sentence framing has already done the hard work. They've processed the complexity. They have weighed the trade-offs. They've made the call. And now they're giving their team something they can act on. That's the real work of leadership. Not sharing every thought you've had, but deciding which thoughts are worth sharing and in what order and at what level of detail. Rice understood this because she operated at the highest levels of geopolitical complexity. When the situation is most fraught, the need for clarity becomes most acute. The people in that room could not afford ambiguity. Neither can your team. Before your next significant conversation with your team, I want you to stop and ask yourself one question. What's the one thing I need them to walk away knowing? Not 3 things, not a framework, one thing. If you cannot answer that question in a single clear sentence before the meeting starts, you're not ready to lead that meeting. The discipline of simplification starts before you walk in the room. It happens when you're willing to do the synthesis work so that your team doesn't have to. Great leaders are not always the most intelligent people in the building, but they are almost always the clearest. Clarity creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. Momentum is what moves organizations forward. Condoleezza Rice's words are a reminder that the ability to cut through complexity and offer a path everyone can understand is not just a communication style, it's a leadership responsibility. So the question we're sitting with is this: are you doing the hard work of clarity before you ask your team to act?